Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, please click the subscribe button, and if you're subscribed already, don't forget to like, to comment, and to share. I hope you guys enjoy this. I'll start off first by using a primer. This is a Milk Hydro Primer. I'm going to apply it all over my face, then use my flat brush to blend it into my skin properly to every portion of my face. I'm also going to be using my Rimmel Stay Matte as a mattifier for my face. I'm going to apply it first on my brows, just to make sure my brows last longer and I don't sweat out of it. Then to other portions of my face, which is my forehead, under my eye, my chin, just to make sure that oil wouldn't like pass through my foundation when I apply. So basically I've just prepped my face for foundation and all other products. Then I'm going to be using I'm using my foundation in Kat D foundation, and I'm blending with a sponge. Like I always say, I like using sponge. The only thing is that it consumes a lot of product, but like that's the best for foundation application. I'm just going to apply from one portion of my face, then I blend to other parts of my face, and I ensure to blend into my skin properly. So I'm using a damp sponge to blend it into my skin, then it's the final product. I'm also going to be going in with my concealer in Fawn. So I use Elegant concealer in Fawn. So I'm going to put the concealer at the portions of my face where I want to highlight, which is my forehead, my chin, under my eye, my brow bone, and my nose bridge. So that's basically where I'm going to be applying this concealer on, and I'm also going to be blending it into my skin as well. I'm going to be blending it at those portions at which I have applied the concealer. So I ensure to blend into my skin properly and make sure I'm doing a good job by blending it into the skin properly, because if you don't blend, you won't like what you're going to see at the end of the whole makeup. So guys, can you see how I've blended the concealer under my eye into my skin properly? I'm going to do that for every portion of my face that I apply the concealer on. So I'm just going to keep blending. I'm using a sponge as well, a damp sponge, to blend the concealer into my skin. And can you guys see my name on my forehead? So I had to show myself a bit. So guys, like this is the finished look after highlighting and blending. Can you see how everything works into my skin properly? Then I'm going to be going in now with my Hazelnut Fenty setting powder. I'm just going to use it to set those portions of my face, to cover all like the eye bags and everything. You see there's a difference between both eye portion that I've applied the setting powder and portion that I haven't. So you can see this, you can spot the difference. You can see what the setting powder is doing. It's making the face pop out. It's making the portion of the face that I have highlighted to pop out more, and also to cover like every other thing that the foundation and the concealer couldn't give me full coverage for. So it's just like giving me a full coverage of my skin, like just to cover any irregularities that is on my skin. So I'm just going to set this portion of my face that I already highlighted, like I always do in all my videos, just using a damp sponge to do that. Then I'm going in into translucent powder. This is more of like baking the face. I use this powder to bake my face more. That is, I'm going to leave the setting powder into my skin for a while, then dust off after a couple of minutes. That's after I realize that the powder has synced into my skin properly. So I'm just going to apply this translucent powder at portions of my face that I've highlighted initially, and other parts of the face that I didn't highlight but I still want to put concentration on. So I'm just going to apply it like under my eye, my nose bridge, and my lower cheekbone. So that's just it. And if you notice, like after applying this thing, you see like my face looks defined. It has this kind of shape. My face is wide but it's still like compacted together. So it just defines the face. Then now I'm going into my brows. Like I always say, keep a trimmed brow. My brows are a little bit trimmed. I've brushed them. I'm just going to outline what I have there. So I'm outlining the lower brow and the upper brow bone. That's just what I do, and I fill in. So I just do that faintly, ensuring that my pencil is properly sharpened, and I just fill in. That's just it. If you haven't watched my tutorial yet, you can see my tutorial on how to draw flawless brows. I'll put it in the link below. So I just keep blending, and that's it for the two of them. Then now I'm going to be highlighting the brow. I'm using my concealer, the Elegant concealer in Fawn that I used initially. I'm just going to use it to correct and to also highlight my brow. So I'm just doing this gently, starting with my brow bone first, because like that's where the attention for the brow comes to in any brow that you are drawing. So I just highlight that portion of my brow first before I extend to other parts of the brow, like the front part of my brow. So I ensure to always highlight the brow bone first, blend the concealer properly and very well. I'm sorry for using my mirror to cover my face, but can you guys still see? Just going to keep highlighting, trying to ensure that I'm doing it correctly and gently and easy and as smooth as possible. And in as much as I'm doing all of this thing, I'm also ensuring to blend into my skin properly. Very important to me. I'm just going to blend using a blending brush to just clear off all the harsh lines that the concealer might have caused. I'm also going to do the same thing to the other brow, and that's it. Stephanie. So I'm going in now with my LA Girl eyeshadow primer. So I'm just going to apply it on my eyelid, and I'll blend it into my skin. Because what kind of makeup I want to do today, and I applied a lot of eyeshadow primer because I really need that for the base. So, and I'm just going to blend it into my skin just to get the eyelid ready for foundation eyeshadow combination that I'm going to be doing today. I hope you guys are enjoying today's tutorial. If you are, please don't forget to like and don't forget to subscribe if this is your first time here. So for eyeshadow, I'm using Huda Beauty Topaz Obsession. So I'm using this very dark shade of brown at the corners of my eyes, and I'm blending it with a very small brush, small blending brush. So I'm just going to apply it at the corners of, we're just going to apply the eyeshadow at the corners of my eyes, and I'm also going to ensure to blend it into my skin properly. Now I'm using a matte eyeshadow. So I'm using this very the black shade in this eyeshadow palette. I'm kind of mixing it with the Topaz with the Huda Beauty eyeshadow that I've used before. So I'm kind of looking for a very deep brown, a very dark brown, although the brown in your former eyeshadow was very deep, but I still wanted something a little bit dark. Then for transition color, I'm using a matte red from the Meet Matte eyeshadow palette. So I'm just going to ensure to blend the transition color very well into my skin. In as much as I'm blending it at the corners of my eyes, I'm also ensuring to blend it with the eyeshadow that I use at the corners of my eyes, so that there's a sync between both of them. So guys, I always say like blending is very important. See how I'm just paying attention to blending this eyeshadow into my skin. I'm blending it in properly and in the right direction, considering the kind of eyeshadow palette eyeshadow look I want to create today. So I'm going to be cutting my crease, and I'm using a concealer to do that. Because I already used a very good eyeshadow primer, this concealer is going to make the eyeshadow that the eyes I want to create pop out more. It's important that when you're using affordable product, make sure that they are also good product. So now I'm just paying attention to how my eye crease is, and I'm just going to use that direction to cut my crease. So it's basically just just lining your eyeball, but that can be a bit difficult sometimes, but I was able to get through with it. So you can start small. You don't have to be perfect at the first time that you're doing it. You just have to keep practicing and you get better with it. So that's basically what I just did. I just cut my crease, then I blended the corners of my eyes properly. I'm also going to do the same thing to the other eye. Like I always say, I like doing my eyeshadows simultaneously. It's only when I'm having issues, that's when I do one first, then I now do the other one. But most times I like doing them simultaneously. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just trying to cut my crease, define my eyeball, like what you have on your eyeball, like your eyeball itself. You're just trying to It's like you're trying to just define that, what your eye, like the size of your eyeball. So that's basically how I cut my crease. Like that's a very easy method if you don't know how your cut creases. Then I'm also going to be using like this orange eyeshadow from that particular Huda Beauty palette. It's a Topaz Obsession palette. So it's like orange, red. It doesn't really have a, like, I can't say like this is the exact color, but it has this orange finish to me. So I'm going to start by using that on my crease. So I'm using a flat brush to apply that. In as much as I'm applying gently, I'm also ensuring to blend very well into my skin. I'm not packing too much eyeshadow, but what I'm doing, I'm still just placing it in bits and blending it gently. So I'm going to do the same thing to the other eyes. Can you see how careful I am with how I'm applying the eyeshadow? You have to know what you're doing. You have to be very, very careful with how you apply your eyeshadow. So for the corners of my eye, or for the front part of the eye, I'm using a brighter color. It's also one of the light shade in that particular eyeshadow palette. So I'm using another flat brush to just apply. So like this particular eyeshadow color looks like the concealer that I used initially, but it's not the concealer. It's the eyeshadow. It's another eyeshadow color. So I'm just ensuring to like put the eyeshadow properly and blend into my skin. So I'm done with that. To line my eyes, that's a Milani eyeliner. So I'm just going to line under the eye first. So I'm lining my water eye, and this is one part of makeup that most people find very difficult to do. It's just with practice that you get perfect with it. Just make sure you don't tear up and you're good. Just keep practicing how to do it. There's no explanation to how you can line your waterline that you understand. Now I'm dusting off the setting powder after I've baked my face, because all the time I spent doing my eyeshadow has allowed the powder to sink into my skin properly. So I'm just going to blend all that powder off from my face. For contour, I'll be contouring my eye cheekbone with my Maybelline Cacao, because that's a little bit of color, has this very purplish color. So because I really didn't want to use a blush for this look, so that's why I decided to use the Maybelline Cacao powder to just apply on my cheekbone. So like this is the easiest way for me to locate where my eye cheekbone is. So I'm just doing my funny face, and I'm going to apply. Then to contour the rest of my face, I'm using Zaron contour in Z15. I'm just going to apply it on my temple and blend it in. I'm going to also apply it on my jawline and basically on my jawline and my lip side. So like this is how I contour my own face because of the kind of face shape that I have. So I'm going in now with my Mood Beauty bronzer palette. So I'm just going to highlight my high cheekbone. I'm just going to apply the bronzer on my eye cheekbone, my chin, my forehead, my nose bridge. I'm going to be doing for the nose like later on after contouring my nose, and also my lip region. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So to contour my nose, I didn't show my powder, but I'm using a classic powder. I'm using dark shade in that powder and mixed with chocolate. So that my nose is not too dark. So that's why I just decided to mix those two colors and use it to contour my nose and blend it in properly. Can you see how like my nose looks? Then now I'm going to just apply my bronzer on my nose bridge. To round off my makeup, I'm going to be using a setting spray. I'm using my MAC Prep and Prime for that. And for my lips, I clean my lip first. Then I'm using a Beyond Beauty lipstick. I'm going to put the numbers in the description box below. So what I'm just doing basically is I'm using my lipstick to line as well as fill my lip, starting from the lower lip, then going to the upper lip like I always do. I'm lining the lip first with my lipstick, then I'm filling it in. Like I said earlier, I'm using two different Beyond Beauty lipstick, but I didn't show them, but I'm going to put them in the description box below so you guys can look at it, and if you like it, you can purchase it. I didn't get any payment for the ad, but the lipsticks are very affordable and they're also very good. So I'm just going to smack my lip together I keep doing that until I achieve the color that I really want, the look I want, the color of lipstick that I want for this particular look. So I'm just going to keep applying the nude Beyond Beauty lipstick, and I keep smacking my lip together till I achieve the kind of lip color that I want. So guys, I went to fix my lower lashes and my top lashes. I know I look different, like I myself I'm surprised. So now I'm just going to be applying my lip gloss because I want a glossy lip. So I'm just going to apply my lip gloss on my lip. Like I do it in a very in the same way I apply my lipstick, like start from one portion of the lip, then go to the other portion of the lip. Guys, I'm feeling this lower lashes thing. Like this is the first time I'm ever fixing my lower lash, and I think I did a great job. So probably in one of my next videos, I'm going to show you how to do that. Then for the corners of my eyes, just to brighten things up a bit, I decided to use Milani bronzer at the corners of my eyes. I used a very small brush to do that, just to make my eyes a little bit bright, just to bring attention to the eye, because the whole makeup, like the attention is on the eye region. Then for my powder, just to blend the entire face together, I'm using a Bare Minerals powder. I'm going to put the color, my shade, in the description box below. So I'm just going to blend like every other part of my face together, just to make everything come together and everything looks smooth and beautiful and great and gorgeous. Guys, I am feeling my look. So I realized that I had a lot of lip gloss at the edges of my lips. I just used like a small blending brush to just clean that, because I didn't want to go through all that stress of highlighting again. Guys, can you feel this look? Just tell me, can you see it? The glow, the eyes, the lips, everything. Hey guys, so this is like the final look. So I look like a full African beauty. So anyways, so if this is like your first time here, please don't forget to click the subscribe button, and if you're subscribed already, thank you. If you like this video, please click the like button, comment, share. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys are staying safe, sane and active. I hope you're doing things that you like or things that you enjoy doing. I hope to see you guys soon, and hopefully in my next tutorial I'll be able to show you guys how I fixed my false lashes on that, because like this is the first time I'm trying it. It was a bit difficult, but like right now I think it looks okay. So I'll kind of show how I do that in probably my next video. So I'll see you guys again. Bye.